So the G20 summit is coming into South Africa right now. So this is South Africa's last chance to develop its economy. And I just pray that we don't fumble this opportunity, because I don't think it's ever going to come back again.
The United States is not participating in official talks at the G20 in South Africa. I saw the South African president running his mouth a little bit against the United States and the president of the United States earlier today, and that language is not appreciated.
Look, I'm not a fan of cupcakes, but running his mouth is crazy to say as one state official addressing another head of state that you have diplomatic relations with.
Nobody talks about the privilege of coming from a country that Trump has never heard about.
Ziyakhala kuphi? I'm telling you, hello and welcome to the channel. Let's take a look at these topics. There is a lot happening in South Africa, and one of those things is the fact that the G20 Leadership Summit will be held for the first time on African soil, and it is a privilege and an honor to host all of these nations. This is after South Africa took over this G20 mandate, and they have throughout the year hosted various workshops and working groups at various levels with these member states of the G20. So it's not that this is just the beginning, this is the end. And then we get the drama that comes with all of this attention brought by this platform of world leaders, with many vying for the attention to get these issues given the right priorities by the member states. We are seeing even here in South Africa, many have used the opportunity to raise issues about the high rate of crime, and particularly among white South Africans, what they would call farm unalivings, we'll call it that. There are other issues such as women-based crime as well, what is called GBV in South Africa. There are other issues such as 7 rand to the dollar that came up, and other diplomatic issues people want to raise because of such a big platform. What are your thoughts? Is this the appropriate time? Is this a way to raise genuine concerns, or is it just a political ploy to decampaign South Africa, just like the United States of America has been doing throughout their tenure ever since they came in as an administration under Donald Trump? And then we are also seeing them calling Cyril Ramaphosa a president that runs his mouth, all because Cyril Ramaphosa confirmed that indeed they are sending a delegation. It is confirmed, and they want that delegation to receive the handover that they are allegedly not participating in. What are your thoughts on this? Let's take a look at the sentiments. What are your thoughts on these sentiments? Please give this video a thumbs up as we take a look.
We might disagree with a lot of things with our president domestically, but if you are going to insult him like that, you are not only insulting him but insulting us as South African. That's just my humble opinion. So anytime a bully resorts to insult like this, it is a clear sign that they are losing power and control over you. I mean, it's the very same US that said that they had no interest in attending G20 summit in South Africa because bad things are happening here. And then they've realized at a later stage that it's going to be a diplomatic blunder on their side if they do not come, because chairmanship and declaration is supposed to be handed over to them, as they are going to be taking over for 2026 financial year. They decided to come. When our very own Cupcake makes that announcement on national television, they take offense to that because they had initially never had any intentions to come.
The United States is not participating in official talks at the G20 in South Africa. I saw the South African president running his mouth a little bit against the United States and the president of the United States earlier today, and that language is not appreciated by the president or his team. The ambassador or the representative of the embassy in South Africa is simply there to recognize that the United States will be the host of the G20. They are receiving that send-off at the end of the event. Not there to participate in official talks, despite what the South African president is falsely.
Look, I'm not a fan of cupcakes, but running his mouth is crazy to say as one state official addressing another head of state that you have diplomatic relations with. Irrespective of how I feel about those diplomatic relations, that's a conversation for another day. This whole thing is giving the tariff threat situation, but we'll see how this pans out. That video was posted literally 20 minutes ago.
So President Cyril Ramaphosa is seemingly challenging the White House because, according to a spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya, he will not be handing over the G20 presidency to the US representative that the White House is sending on Sunday. Contrary to news reports, the US says it is still not taking part in the G20 summit and will merely be sending somebody on Sunday for the handover. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said President Cyril Ramaphosa was, quote, running his mouth, and this is in response to comments the president made about the US's possible participation in the summit. So the question still remains, what's going to happen on Sunday?
Well, there you have it. Those are some of the views and sentiments coming in there. Please do follow them on various social media platforms and news outlets to get a broader sense of their contributions and also thoughts around this topic. Now, you have seen that all of the various heads of states and the various delegations from the member states have landed, and the guests of the South African G20 are also among those that have already landed and are preparing to indeed participate in all of that is happening. It's not just about the member states, but it's an opportunity for other countries to then use the platform to negotiate certain deals and negotiate certain ways to work with other countries. That's all it is. At the end of the day, each country needs another, but whatever another country needs from another, it needs to be communicated and agreed upon properly. However, the United States of America have decided to let the rest of the world make decisions without them. Was that a good move on their part, or do they feel that they had nothing to contribute anyway, so it doesn't matter if they come or not? What are your thoughts on how Cyril Ramaphosa and Ronald Lamola have maneuvered this whole decampaigning of South Africa's G20 mandate? And how do you feel about them and how they have performed so far? Please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining us on this video. Let's meet on the next one.